Anticipation's edge. Olivia Fletcher smoothed down her silk blouse and checked her watch for the 5th time in 10 minutes. The international terminal at Westbrook Airport buzzed with activity around her, but she remained focused on the small, velvet box tucked safely in her carry-on. "Boarding pass and passport, please," the attendant said with a practiced smile. Olivia handed over her documents, her mind already 7 hours ahead, picturing Marcus's face when she surprised him in Singapore, 1 year together. One remarkable whirlwind year with Marcus Donovan, tech mogul and the most unexpectedly genuine man she'd ever met. Their relationship had evolved primarily through video calls and snatched weekends, their careers keeping them on opposite sides of the world more often than not. This anniversary trip was meant to change that pattern, at least for 2 blissful weeks. "Your bag is slightly overweight," the attendant noted, breaking her reverie. "You'll need to—" "I've got it," Olivia said, already unzipping the suitcase, to rearrange items. Her phone buzzed with a message from Valerie. "All set with the hotel surprise. Did you pack the blue dress? Marcus will die. Send me your boarding pass so I can track your flight." Olivia smiled, grateful for her enthusiastic friend who had connections at the Singapore hotel where she'd be staying. She snapped a photo of her boarding pass and sent it, then finished reorganizing her luggage. "Perfect," the attendant said as the bag now registered under the weight limit. "Safe travels, Ms. Fletcher." The security line stretched longer than expected. Olivia tapped her foot nervously, checking the time again. She still had 40 minutes before boarding, but anxiety gnawed at her nonetheless. This trip meant everything. She'd even prepared a proposal of her own, a business proposal merging her marketing firm with Marcus's tech empire. A bold move, professionally and personally. "Excuse me," a harried businessman bumped against her, sending her tote bag tumbling. Her belongings scattered across the floor: lipstick, notebook, passport holder. "I'm so sorry," he muttered, barely pausing to help. A security officer approached. "Ma'am, is this yours?" He held up her passport holder, which had slid toward the exit line. "Yes, thank you." Olivia clutched it gratefully, quickly checking that her passport was still inside. It was, along with her credit cards and boarding pass. Crisis averted. Her phone buzzed again. "Valerie." "OMG, Liv, there's a problem. I was confirming your reservation, and they have you down for the wrong dates. Working on fixing it now." Olivia's stomach tightened. Just breathe, she told herself. Valerie was competent. She'd handle it. The security line inched forward. Olivia placed her belongings in the gray bins, laptop in one, shoes and jacket in. Another, carry-on on the conveyor belt. She walked through the scanner without issue, but on the other side, confusion reigned. "Ma'am, is this your bag?" An officer held up her carry-on. "Yes. We need to perform additional screening." Minutes ticked by as they swabbed and examined her bag. Her boarding time approached. Sweat beaded on her forehead despite the airport's aggressive air conditioning. When finally cleared, Olivia rushed toward her gate, phone pressed to her ear. "Valerie, please tell me the hotel is fixed." "Working on it. The manager is being difficult. Oh, and I noticed something weird with your boarding pass picture. The flight number looks different than what you told me yesterday." Olivia stopped. Mid-stride, a cold sensation washing over her. "What do you mean?" "Check your boarding pass. Is it still SG413? With trembling fingers, Olivia opened her passport holder. The boarding pass inside wasn't hers. The announcement echoed through the terminal. "Final boarding call for flight SG413 to Singapore." Olivia began to run. Shattered expectations. Marcus Donovan stood at the floor-to-ceiling windows of Singapore's Changi Airport, watching planes glide onto the tarmac with practiced precision. His reflection showed a man impeccably dressed in a tailored charcoal suit, but his eyes betrayed exhaustion from the 17-hour journey from New York. He'd rearranged 3 major business deals and postponed the launch of his company's new AI platform just to be here, standing in this exact spot at this exact time. For her. For Olivia. "Sir, would you like me to check the arrival board again?" asked Dominic Reed, his executive assistant, hovering nearby with an air of thinly veiled impatience. "No need," Marcus replied, eyes fixed on the latest arrival taxiing to the gate. "That's her flight." Dominic nodded and retreated a few steps, tapping rapidly on his tablet. Marcus knew his assistant disapproved of Olivia. Not that Dominic would ever say so directly, but a year of subtle sighs and raised eyebrows whenever her name came up had made his feelings clear. Marcus understood the concern. Olivia wasn't from their world. She hadn't been groomed in elite schools or trained to navigate the treacherous waters of wealth and power. That was precisely what had drawn him to her. His phone buzzed with a message from his sister, Penelope. Did she arrive? "Don't forget dinner. Reservations at 8. The chef promised that special truffle dish you mentioned." Marcus didn't respond. The passengers from Olivia's flight had begun streaming into the terminal, weary-eyed but excited to be in Singapore. He scanned the faces, expecting to see her auburn hair and confident stride at any moment. 10 minutes passed, then 20. "Sir," Dominic approached cautiously. "I've just received an alert. Ms. Fletcher wasn't on the flight." Marcus turned sharply. "What? That's impossible!" "I've confirmed with the airline. She didn't board in Westbrook." The words hit Marcus like a physical blow. His mind immediately calculated possibilities. A missed connection, a last-minute emergency, a change of heart. "Call her," he ordered. "I've tried. Her phone goes straight to voicemail. Try again." While Dominic made the call, Marcus's phone lit up with a notification. A business gossip account he followed had posted a new photo. His stomach tightened as he opened it. Olivia, at what appeared to be a restaurant, seated across from technology investor Richard Blackwood. The caption read, "Marketing maven Olivia Fletcher cozies up with Blackwood Ventures. Romance or business? Sources say both." The timestamp indicated it was taken just hours ago, when she should have been boarding her flight to him. Meanwhile, at Westbrook Airport, Olivia was in a state of panic. The boarding pass mix-up had been just the beginning of her nightmare. The correct flight was fully booked, her passport had been temporarily flagged due to the confusion, and now she sat in an airport office trying to explain the situation to an unsympathetic airline representative. "Ms. Fletcher, I understand your frustration, but there's simply no way to get you on today's flight to Singapore." "There has to be something," Olivia pleaded. "It's our anniversary. He's waiting for me." "The earliest we can accommodate you is tomorrow morning's flight." Olivia's phone had died an hour ago, and the portable charger was in her checked luggage, already on its way to Singapore without her. She couldn't even call Marcus to explain. "May I use your phone?" she asked the representative. "International call, just for a minute?" "Against policy, I'm afraid." Valerie burst into the office, flustered and waving her phone. "Liv! Thank God I found you! You won't believe what's happening!" "Val, I need to charge my phone and call Marcus." "That's what I'm trying to tell you. There's a photo going viral right now from your business lunch yesterday with Blackwood. Some gossip site is claiming you two are having an affair." Olivia's blood ran cold. "What? That's ridiculous. It was strictly business. He's interested in investing in my firm." "Well, the internet doesn't know that, and neither does Marcus, I'm guessing." Olivia sank into a chair, the full weight of the situation crushing down on her. "This can't be happening. Not today of all days." The airline representative cleared her throat. "Miss Fletcher, I can offer you a seat on the 6 a.m. flight tomorrow. It's the best I can do." 17 hours away, Marcus stared at the photo again. A cold emptiness spreading through his chest. All the careful planning, the surprise he'd arranged at the hotel, the ring burning a hole in his pocket, all suddenly meaningless. He slipped the small velvet box deeper into his suit, turned to Dominic and said with practiced calm, "Cancel everything. We're going back to New York tonight." Whispers and wounds. The Singapore skyline glittered beneath a canvas of stars as Olivia's taxi pulled up to the Celestial Bay Hotel. Exhaustion clung to her like a second skin after the hastily booked replacement flight and the 17 anxious hours spent replaying worst-case scenarios in her mind. She'd borrowed a charger from a sympathetic flight attendant midway through the journey, only to find her inbox flooded with concerned messages from friends and cryptic texts from Marcus that grew increasingly cold with each unanswered hour. "Welcome to Celestial Bay, Miss Fletcher," the receptionist greeted her with practiced warmth. "Mr. Donovan left specific instructions regarding your arrival." Olivia's heart leapt. "He's still here? In Singapore?" The receptionist's smile faltered slightly. "I'm afraid Mr. Donovan departed yesterday evening. However, he arranged for this to be delivered to you." She handed over a sleek envelope embossed with the Donovan Technologies logo. Inside the elevator, Olivia tore it open with trembling fingers. The note was brief, typed rather than handwritten. "Olivia, your suite is paid through the week. Use it or don't. Your choice. I've returned to New York on urgent business. I think we both need time to reevaluate what we want." Marcus, no mention of the anniversary. No acknowledgement of their plans, just clinical detachment. The suite was breathtaking, a corner penthouse with panoramic views and a private infinity pool. Rose petals still floated in the water, now wilted and discolored, remnants of what should have been a romantic welcome. On the dining table sat an unopened bottle of champagne beside a leather portfolio containing reservation details for exclusive restaurants, tickets to private events, and a helicopter tour of the islands. A meticulously planned week of celebrations, now abandoned. Her phone buzzed with a message from Valerie. "How bad is it? Did you talk to him yet? The rumors are getting worse. Some financial blog is suggesting your meeting with Blackwood was about insider trading information from Marcus." Before Olivia could respond, another message appeared. From an unknown number with a New York area. "Code.Metz Fletcher, this is Dominic Reed, Mr. Donovan's executive assistant. I feel I should inform you that the board has raised concerns about your relationship with Mr. Donovan, particularly in light of recent allegations. Several investors have questioned whether confidential information might have been compromised. Mr. Donovan has scheduled emergency meetings for the remainder of the week. He has instructed me to handle any needs you might have in Singapore." Anger flared through Olivia's exhaustion. How dare Dominic imply she was some kind of corporate spy? She'd built her marketing firm from nothing, winning every client through talent and determination, not by trading on her relationship. She dialed Marcus's number, but it went straight to voicemail. Again, again, again. In New York, Marcus sat in his penthouse office overlooking Central Park, nursing a glass of scotch, as rain lashed against the windows. The tabloids had elevated the airport mix-up and missed flight into a full-blown scandal, speculating that Olivia had deliberately stood him up to meet with competitors. His board members had wasted no time expressing their long-held concerns about her. "Sir," Dominic appeared in the doorway, "the crisis management team has prepared a statement distancing you from Ms. Fletcher's alleged business dealings." "I didn't authorize that," Marcus said sharply. The board felt it prudent given the circumstances. Dominic hesitated. "There's something else. We've discovered Ms. Fletcher registered a new business entity last month, Parallax Partners. She listed herself and Richard Blackwood as co-directors." The glass in Marcus's hand cracked under sudden pressure. "Get out!" Alone again, he pulled up the last text message he'd sent to Olivia before learning of the business registration. "I trusted you like I've never trusted anyone." Was any of it real? Her response had finally come through an hour ago. Everything was real. "I missed that flight because of a mistake, not choice. Call me, please. I can explain everything. But what could possibly explain a secret business partnership with his chief rival?" What could justify the betrayal of trust from the one person? He'd finally let past his defenses. His finger hovered over her contact information. One call could clarify everything or confirm his worst fears. Instead, he set down his phone and opened his laptop, pulling up the acquisition proposal his legal team had prepared months ago, a hostile takeover of Richard Blackwood's entire operation. He'd shelved it out of respect for Olivia's friendship with the man. Now it seemed that consideration had been naively misplaced. Time to remind everyone who they're dealing with, he murmured, authorizing the document with his digital signature. Fractured trust. 3 days later, Olivia stood in the gleaming lobby of Donovan Technologies' New York headquarters, her determination clashing with the icy reception from security personnel. News of Marcus's aggressive move against Blackwood Ventures had exploded across financial media, with speculation rampant about her role in the corporate warfare. "Ms. Fletcher," a familiar voice called. Dominic Reed approached, his expression a perfect mask of professional courtesy. "This is unexpected." "Is it?" Olivia challenged. "After you helped poison Marcus against me with half-truths and manipulation?" Dominic's smile didn't waver. "Mr. Donovan is unavailable. He's in meetings regarding the Blackwood acquisition all day." "The acquisition that's happening because you told him about Parallax Partners without explaining what it actually is," Olivia said, her voice rising. Several employees glanced their way. "Did you mention that it's a charitable foundation Richard and I established to provide technology education for underprivileged girls? A foundation we plan to surprise Marcus with on our anniversary, naming the main scholarship program after his mother?" For the first time, Dominic's composure faltered. "I presented the information available to me." "You presented what would drive us apart," Olivia corrected. "You've never approved of me. I'm not from your world of old money and connections. I haven't spent my life learning which fork to use or which family names to drop in conversation. My priority is protecting Mr. Donovan and his interests." "No. Your priority is maintaining control over him and his empire," Olivia countered. "I'm going to see him with or without your assistance." Security approached at Dominic's subtle gesture. "I'm afraid that won't be possible." Olivia locked eyes with him. "You know what's in my bag right now? The business proposal I was bringing to Singapore. A marketing strategy that would have increased Donovan Technologies' market penetration in Asia by an estimated 38% within 18 months. Also, my resignation letter from my own company, because I was willing to move here to be with him." She laughed bitterly. So much for trust. As security escorted her toward the exit, the elevator doors opened, and Marcus stepped out, deep in conversation with his legal team. He froze mid-sentence when he saw her. "Marcus!" Olivia called, shaking off the security guard's hand. His face, always so expressive with her, had turned to stone. "This isn't the place." "When is the place? You won't answer my calls. You won't read my messages. You're dismantling Richard's company based on a misunderstanding." The lobby had grown silent, employees pretending not to watch the drama unfolding. Misunderstanding? Marcus's voice was dangerously quiet. "You established a secret business partnership with my competitor, stood me up on our anniversary to meet with him, and you call it a misunderstanding?" "Parallax Partners is a non-profit foundation," Olivia exclaimed. "Check the registration documents. It's a charitable educational initiative for girls in technology. Richard agreed to be co-director because of his experience with similar programs in Europe." Marcus's expression flickered with uncertainty. "And the airport? The missed flight?" "A mix-up with my boarding pass, then my passport. I tried calling you countless times, but my phone died. I took the next available flight to Singapore, only to find you'd already left. I saw the photo of you with Blackwood from our lunch meeting about the foundation, the same day I was supposed to fly out." Tears of frustration burned in Olivia's eyes. "You know what hurts the most? Not that you believe the worst about me, but that you didn't even give me a chance to explain. 1 year together, and your trust in me was so fragile that a missed flight and a misinterpreted photo shattered it completely. Marcus stood silent, the weight of her words visibly settling on him. For a moment, something vulnerable flickered across his face. Then his phone rang, the special tone reserved for his most important clients. "I have to take this," he said, the professional mask sliding back into place. Olivia nodded slowly. "Of course you do. That's always been the problem, hasn't it? Everything else comes first?" She reached into her bag and placed a small velvet box on the reception desk. "Happy anniversary, Marcus." She walked out, head high despite the tears streaming down her face, leaving him staring after her with the untouched gift between them. A custom-designed watch with their initials and anniversary date engraved on the back, nestled beside a handwritten note that read, "Time is precious. I choose to spend mine with you." Crossroads of fate. 6 weeks passed. Autumn painted Central Park in fiery hues as Olivia crossed the great lawn, coffee in hand, a sense of purpose in her stride that had been missing since her return from Singapore. The media frenzy had eventually subsided when documents confirming Parallax Partners' non-profit status became public, forcing several outlets to issue retractions. Marcus had halted the hostile takeover of Blackwood Ventures, but by then, the damage to both their professional reputations and their relationship seemed irreparable. Olivia had thrown herself into rebuilding. Her marketing firm had lost 2 major clients during the scandal, but she'd secured 3 new ones, including a promising renewable energy startup that valued her crisis management experience. The irony wasn't lost on her. She settled on a bench overlooking the lake, opening her tablet to review presentation materials for tomorrow's meeting. The foundation was moving forward without Marcus's involvement, though Richard had tactfully suggested keeping the scholarship program name as planned. "Good deeds shouldn't be casualties of misunderstandings," he'd said. "Is this seat taken?" The voice stopped her heart for a beat. She looked up to find Marcus standing before her, dressed in jeans and a sweater rather than his usual tailored suit. He looked different, tired perhaps, or simply more human without the corporate armor. "It's a public park," she replied, gesturing to the empty space beside her. He sat, maintaining a careful distance. "I fired Dominic." "I heard." "He admitted to deliberately misrepresenting information about Parallax, about you." Marcus stared across the lake. "Though that doesn't excuse my reaction." Olivia remained, silent, unwilling to make this easier for him. "I've been seeing someone," he continued, and her stomach dropped until he clarified. "A therapist. Turns out growing up with a father who measured love in achievements and a mother who left when I was 12 creates some trust issues." He attempted a smile that didn't quite reach his eyes. Who would have thought? Despite herself, Olivia felt a flicker of sympathy. "And what has this therapist told you?" "That I sabotage relationships before they can disappoint me, that I use work as a shield against vulnerability." He turned to face her fully. "That I destroyed something precious because I was terrified of how much I needed it." "Needed. Past tense." "Need," he corrected softly. Present tense. Continuous. A jogger passed. A child's laughter echoed from the playground nearby. Life continuing all around them while they sat suspended in this moment of possibility. "I watched the video of your foundation launch," Marcus said. "The scholarship program, naming it after my mother." His voice caught. "No one's spoken her name publicly in 15 years. She deserves to be remembered for more than leaving," Olivia said. "Your stories about her teaching neighborhood kids to code, even when your father disapproved, that's a legacy worth honoring." Marcus nodded, emotion evident in the tight line of his jaw. "I have something for you." He reached into his pocket and withdrew a familiar velvet box, the one she'd left at his office. I couldn't accept this until I had something worthy to offer in return. He opened it to reveal not only the watch she'd given him, now worn, the face slightly scratched from daily use, but also a small silver key. "What's this?" she asked. "The key to my house in Maine, the one no one knows about. Where I go when I need to remember who I am beneath the Billionaire label." His eyes met hers, vulnerability evident in their depths. "I've never given anyone access to that part of my life." Olivia touched the key lightly. "Why now?" "Because I've spent 6 weeks imagining a future without you in it, and it's an empty one." He took a deep breath. "I'm not asking for an immediate answer. I'm not even asking for forgiveness yet. I'm asking for a conversation, a real one, without assistance or business agendas or misunderstandings between us. Just Marcus and Olivia figuring out if there's still something worth saving." The autumn breeze stirred the leaves around them, nature's gentle reminder that everything changes, everything falls, everything has the chance to grow anew. Olivia closed the velvet box but kept it in her hands rather than returning it. "I have a meeting in Boston tomorrow, but I could do dinner tonight. I know a place in the village, small, family-owned, no tabloid photographers or business associates." She nodded, a cautious smile forming. "I'd like that." As they rose from the bench, neither reaching for the other but walking close enough that their shadows merged on the pathway, both understood the fragile nature of the moment. Trust, once broken, could never be restored to its original form. But perhaps it could be rebuilt into something stronger, more resilient, with the wisdom that comes from understanding its true value. The watch in the velvet box continued to tick, counting seconds that would eventually become minutes, hours, days, time still precious, still finite, but now faced with clear eyes and the courage to spend it wisely.